When you have more than one kind of atom bound together, you don't have an element anymore. You have a compound. Compounds contain more than one kind of atom bound together in a specific arrangement. Now, what makes one compound different from another? Any of these three things. 1. Different compounds may contain different kinds of atoms. 2. Different compounds can have different atom-to-atom ratios. Take a look at these two over here. This is carbon monoxide. Its formula is CO, and the formula tells us that there's one carbon for every one oxygen. Carbon dioxide has got one carbon for every two oxygens, so the atom-to-atom ratio is different in that molecule. And that makes those two different compounds. And you don't want to mix the two of them up. You know that they're very different. This one is extremely toxic. Now, the third thing that makes one compound different from another is how the atoms are bound together in the molecule. If you have different arrangements of atoms within the molecule, they're different compounds. So all three of these down here have got a hydrogen, a nitrogen, a carbon, and an oxygen stuck together. And they're stuck together in different orders and in different ways. And that makes these three completely different compounds from each other. This one, isocyanic acid, has the hydrogen on the end, and then it's got a nitrogen. But this one has got the hydrogen on the end, and then it's got an oxygen. The nitrogen is on the opposite end. So they're bound in different arrangements. And you can tell sometimes when they write down the formulas, they'll write the order of the atoms so that you can see how the atoms are stuck together in the molecule. And notice that that works pretty well for these three. When you have a situation like that where you have different arrangements of the same set of atoms, you call that group of compounds isomers of each other. They're isomers, and they're all different. And they all have different properties from each other. This one, for example, will react with metals to form notoriously explosive compounds. Now, the order can reflect the order that the atoms are bound inside the molecule. But there are some rules about what the order should be. The one rule that you'll see over and over again in the course is that when you got a metal in there, the metal comes first in the formula.